Do you ever find yourself lacking damage in a boss fight, or are you just somebody who wants to add extra damage while doing certain bosses without having to invest an extreme amount of misos and time? Well, hopefully by the end of this video, you know exactly what buffs that you can use to increase your damage for free. So to get the video started, the first buff that we're going to be going over is going to be your guild buff. So this is a 30-minute buff. This buff gives you 30 attack for 30 minutes, and it is obtained by simply just being in a guild. The second that you join a guild, you will get a quest on the left light bulb of your screen, and you'll scroll all the way down to the guild blessing quest and accept it, and it will give you 30 guild buffs in your inventory. Moving on to guild skills, these are going to be skills inside of your guild that will give you crit damage, boss damage, and IED, and depending on the rank of your guild, these will last for a certain amount of duration, and they will also give you a certain amount of stat. At a max level guild, you will get 30% boss damage for 30 minutes, 30% IED for 30 minutes, 30% damage for 30 minutes, and 30% crit damage for 30 minutes, and these all have a cooldown of 1 hour at max level. The next buff that we're going to talk about is going to be your monster park pots, and mainly your red pot, green pot, and your blue pot. So the red pot is going to give you 30 weapon attack, and the blue pot is going to give you 30 magic attack. The green pot though is going to give you an attack speed buff, which will allow you to attack faster. Essentially, the way that you get these is by running Monster Park, getting the boxes, and opening the boxes for Monster Park coins. And you can talk to Laku to obtain these pots. They are 5 Monster Park coins each, so they're relatively cheap. And if you do cap Monster Park, you definitely have enough coins to purchase these for any situation that you need. Legion Might is going to be a 30 attack buff that lasts for 30 minutes, and this is going to be obtained from the Legion coin shop. The way to get Legion coins is by either 1, talking to Dame, the Legion manager, and accepting the quest and starting the raid and killing the Wyverns for coins, or number 2, just passively waiting in AFK and collecting your Legion coins while you are online or offline. Now, Tengu is a bit more complicated, but essentially what it is it is a buff inside of the Threads of Fate UI, and this is given from the character Tengu. Essentially, there is a quest line called Threads of Fate that you unlock certain characters that give you certain buffs. Tengu, however, though, gives a buff that lasts for 1 hour long, and it is 20 weapon attack and magic attack. If you want to go and check out a Threads of Fate guide, I would just go online and try to find one. It's super simple, and it takes about 2 hours to do, but it is definitely worth it. But we're not going to get into much of that. Moving on from Tengu, we're going to talk about the Sparkling Red Potion. Now, these are obtained essentially just from killing bosses, and you'll probably notice that you get quite a few of them if you have a bunch of boss mules, but there really isn't any other efficient way to get them besides just passively obtaining them from doing your weekly bosses every single week on your main character and on your mules. But this is going to give you a 20% boss for 2 hours. There's also a Sparkling Blue Potion that will give you 20% IED for 2 hours long, but unfortunately these two potions will not stack with each other. Moving on from the sparkling potions, you always want to make sure that you have Echo off of cooldown when you're about to enter a boss fight. This is going to give you 4% attack / magic attack for 40 minutes long. This does have quite a long cooldown of 2 hours, so make sure that you do have it off of cooldown. You can get this skill time leaped from a buck, so if you have a friend that has a mule as a buck, you can have them time leap this for you. On top of all these other buffs, you do want to make sure that you always utilize faming a level 275 on a chair. To find somebody on a level 275 chair, you essentially can just go to any channel inside of Zakum, and somebody will always be AFK there. This is going to be a 50 attack / magic attack buff, and it's going to last 30 minutes, so make sure that you do utilize this. This is only given out 1 time per day, so make sure you do use it. Moving on from the level 275 buff, we're going to go over the housing buff. Now, this housing buff is something that you do have to level up actively. At max level, it's going to give you 15% boss for 30 minutes. It's super simple to upgrade. Essentially, all you do is go to your home and you talk to whatever caretaker that you have. And then once you get everything up to 100, you'll receive the maximum level of each buff. And then last but not least, a little bit of a secret buff that not a lot of people know about is going to be the Pino buff. This does not stack with the Tengu buff though, so make sure if you are going to use this buff, you aren't gonna override it with Tengu. So the Pino buff is essentially a buff that you get when you kill Pino, but you do have to be standing on the top left platform. You can get this in practice mode as well, or you can get it from the actual boss fight. But this is going to give you 40 attack for 30 minutes, so it's a bit more attack, but it is less time duration. So that is going to wrap it up for all of the buffs to use while going bossing. This is something that's really nice to do to gain extra damage for free, especially if you or your party is struggling to clear a boss. Make sure that you are using all these buffs to maximize damage. But with that being said, guys, as always, I hope you all did enjoy the video for today. And until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.